Princess Witch woke up at the Princess Witch of the West castle. She had had a long day yesterday, fighting all the dragons, fighting the dragon and saving the Princess Witch of the West, and all of the townspeople. They had thrown her a big banquet and dinner to thank her for all her help. So she went down to the breakfast table where Princess Witch and her parents, the King and Queen Witch of the West, were all sitting and enjoying breakfast. "Oh, you finally woke up," Princess Witch of the West said. "Welcome to breakfast. I hope you like it." And King and Queen Witch of the West said, "Oh, yes. You should definitely eat. You've had a long day and you need your energy." "Yes. Who knows? There could be another dragon that shows up." Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, said, "Well, I sure hope not." Princess Witch of the West said, "We should go down just outside the castle after breakfast and visit all the sick, injured people. Although we saved everyone, some of them still got some nasty burns. Our medics and doctors and nurses are all fixing them up now. We should go help their spirits by visiting them." So Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, thought that was a great idea. So they finished up breakfast and they went down, and just outside the castle they had set up a little tent and was helping all the townspeople that got injured from the battle with the dragon. Princess Witch of the West and Princess Witch of the East and Atlas was tagging along. They saw lots of people, but their spirits were all lifted after seeing the princesses together. "Oh, man, I got a real bad burn," one of the patients said. "But just seeing your two faces sure has brightened my day." "Oh, it's the least we can do. We thought we'd come and see if we could help." The medics and the doctors and nurses said, No, you can visit, but you don't know the healing spells like we do. We're healing all their burns with magical spells." Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, thought that was a great idea. So she just went around, her and Atlas and Princess Witch of the West all met with all the patients and the townspeople and wished them a speedy recovery. Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, was talking to one of the patients, but out of the corner of her eye, at the very edge of the tent, she thought she saw a vine moving. She thought, must be that it was a long day yesterday and that I'm a little tired, but I could have sworn I saw a really huge vine start sneaking through the tent. But she didn't think much of it. So they left the medic tent and headed back to the castle for a day of relaxation. Princess Witch thought it was a great time to call her parents with the magical potion that her mom had given her before she set out on her quest to get the magic key to help her become the most powerful witch of all the world. So she used a little bit of the magic potion. She still had a lot left. And she conjured up the spell. "Hi, Mom, Dad. Look, I made it to the other side of the world." Her mom and dad were so happy to see her. King Witch of the East and King Witch of the East were there, and the magic that the potion had created. King Witch of the East said, "Oh, honey, it's so nice to see you, and I'm glad you're making all kinds of friends. And it's amazing that you fended off a fully grown fire dragon. Wow, I can't remember the last time I've seen a dragon. I don't think there's been one in these parts for thousands of years. And Queen Witch of the East said, "Oh, yes, honey. Dragons don't come around very often. They're usually aroused by magical powers." Princess Witch thought about that. She didn't really know. She thought it was a little strange that a dragon just came out of nowhere too. But she didn't think much of it because she wanted to tell the king and queen, her mom and dad, all about what led her to visiting the Princess Witch of the West, how she sailed across the blue sea and fought that her sailboat had sunk after fighting the sea serpent, and how she did meet a man that did become a dragon, but he didn't attack her. She didn't think they were the same dragons at all. And going through the geyser path and all of the adventures that she had gone on prior to last talking to them. She said, "I sure miss Grandpa Witch. Mr. Owl, I haven't seen him in so long." And King and Queen Witch, her mom and dad, said, "Oh yes, he's been flying around keeping all of the air safe while you've been gone. Our witch kingdom has been very safe and quiet lately, since you're not running around." Ha 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 ha, they all laughed together. Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, said goodbye to her parents and said, "I gotta get going. There's a lot to do around here, and I have to figure out a way that I'm gonna have to get home." "Well, take your time, Princess," said King Witch, and Queen Witch said, "We love you, and be safe." So they said goodbye, and Atlas said goodbye, and then, again, out of the corner of her eye, she was in the courtyard. She saw vines going over the wall. She was sure this time, and she said, "Hey, Atlas, do you see those huge vines?" Atlas was just all in a splendor. He was just taking it all in, for he was a hero, helping the princesses save the day. And he said, "No, Princess, I don't see any vines. Your imagination's getting the best of you. We need to celebrate. We're having a great time here. People are getting better, and you've helped another kingdom, and you're becoming so powerful." And just then, she was walking out of the courtyard of the castle to find Princess Witch of the West. All of a sudden, huge vines started tearing down the courtyard of the castle. "Oh no! What's going on?" Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, grabbed Atlas, threw him on the back of her broom, and she started flying up. Up, 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 up she flew. "Oh my goodness! It's a giant tangle of huge vines! It's coming towards the castle!" These vines had huge thorns, and they were as thick as a tree trunk. "Oh my goodness," Princess Witch thought. "What am I going to do?" All of a sudden, Princess Witch of the West was there too. She flew up on her broomstick. She said, "I heard a loud crash, and I came out and the courtyard was destroyed. What's going on? First a dragon, now a magical, thorny, serpenty, planty shrubbery is coming after our castle." These vines were nothing like she'd ever seen, and she knew she had thought she saw something in the tent before, but now it was huge. The vines were coming in all directions. They started using their magic missiles and magic fire spells. Atlas was throwing fireballs as well. The thorny monster was coming about. It tore down some more of the walls of the castle, and the princesses said, "We have to lead it out of here. It's going to take down the whole castle." So they grabbed each other, and they flew off. Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, grabbed her golden sword and slashed at some of the vines. They were cut. Nothing could withstand the strength of the sword that she had gotten in her travels. But just as soon as she cut one of the tentacle-like thorny branches, another would grow back. More and more. Princess Witch of the West said, "We have to find the heart of it and destroy it before it destroys us all." They told all the townspeople to take cover, and they went in. Thump, 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 thump. The vines, they were becoming entangled. Thump, 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 boom, 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 boom. Oh no, Princess Witch of the East got hit off of her broomstick by a vine. And Princess Witch of the West also got hit off. Boom, boom. They were slicing and hacking. Princess Witch, the witches were throwing everything they could at it. Boom, 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 boom. Parts of it were on fire. But just as quickly, more vines came out. Atlas snuck through the vines, dodging and ducking and weaving. He got to the center, and he threw a magic potion in it. Tentacly vines were everywhere. It was thrashing about. Boom, 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 boom. Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, got hit again. Ah! Princess Witch of the West came and used a healing spell. Said, "I'm not as good as the healers, but I can get you back on your feet." Atlas was going and going some more. Princess Witch of the East said, "I have to become small to avoid all of these vines." So she became a pixie, or a fairy, and she flew into the heart, and she used some of her magic fairy dust, and she sprinkled it in. The movements of the thorny monster got slower and slower. "Now, Princess Witch of the West, get in here." So Princess of the West, she was able to dodge and duck, although there were still a ton of vines and swarming about. She flew into the center of it. Princess Witch of the East, in her fairy form, said, "Grab my sword, it's here, and strike it at the center of the monster's heart." So Princess Witch of the West grabbed the sword and stabbed it deep into the middle of the viney monster. Roar! Gave out a huge cry. Atlas again grabbed the hilt of the sword as well and supercharged it with a firebolt magic potion. The giant viney, thorny shrubbery plant exploded and was destroyed. Princess Witch of the East flew out and turned back into the Princess Witch that she was. "Oh my goodness, what is going on?" Princess Witch of the West said. Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, said, "I don't know, I've never been to your land, but it sure seems dangerous." Princess Witch of the West said, "This is not how it usually is. There is something going on. It's just not right." But nonetheless, Atlas said, "Well, at least we got him." And they all carried each other back. Princess Witch, our Princess Witch of the East, was okay. She wasn't hurt at all. Princess Witch of the West had healed her little injury that she got during the battle, and they went back to their castle. They saw that some of the walls had come down and torn down, and there were still vines sort of clinging to it. But the King and Queen Witch of the West were there, and they said, "We should have this fixed in no time. We need to celebrate another great victory by you two girls. You saved the kingdom once again." So they had another great party, and there was dancing and music. But at the same time, the princesses weren't as jolly as the night before. They were worried that something was happening, and that they needed to sort it out before even greater monsters came. But that would be a problem for tomorrow, the princesses thought. So they headed upstairs early, and they snuggled in their beds. Atlas came crawling up to the Princess Witch of the East, our Princess Witch, and they fell asleep. The end.